Yeah, the tear down. So much shit to tear down. So we're doing a head job with a major. She's overdue for her major. And you see that Allen key bolt sticking out there from the water pump, from the oil pump, sorry. That means that's OEM GM, and it says 8.3 on it. That's OEM still from the factory. If it's over 200 and something thousand Ks, it's a Makia oil pump. So let's do this for the newbies. That's red rubber grease. Oops, only afvali. So yes, it looks unethical or something that you're not used to doing, but anything with a rubber component. Stand still, Jay. It's difficult to do this with one hand. When you're holding something with one hand and trying to put something on it. But essentially, don't stress about what else is on there. I see as unimportant. Ons is hier van ons wat julle wys waarmee bly die waterpomp te klok. So, new water pump goes in. You see this little tab where it ends on the bolt? You see that little tab there? That's where it ends. You see that? You're gonna go about 5 to 10 mil to the back. And then you're gonna put your bolt in. I'm gonna leave you here so you can see me putting a bolt in. Ja, ek gaan nou die boude skoon maak, relax. Hou jou pentie aan. This is only for demonstration purposes. So now the moment you have your first bolt in, it must now hold the water pump in place for you. You see how close that is to the bolt? That's about where you're gonna clock it. And if you need more, you're gonna go further. But that is where your water pump is gonna be clocked. So I'm doing a water pump, an oil pump, I'm doing a head job. So yeah, die 4-pound lay hier van die waterpomps kon nie so nicely af as hulle die regularly service hier. This costs 100,000 overdue for a major. So die man al 100,000 Ks afgekom het al, die ou ene. Die ene wat daar in die hoekie lê, stikken op die grond, die ene daar so. So this is a perfect reference point. This is not how the agents do it. This is how I do it. So normally you would put your water pump on, you would clock it like that, you put your tension and everything on, then you will use your tool from GM to stick it in here after you've tensioned it, and then you will turn the setup to where it needs to be. Relax, don't lose your underwear. So just for an explanation, that is where you're going to lay. That's your reference point. So that's your furthest point that your water pump is going to be clocked. Understood? So now you won't have an issue with your tensioner. But as it is, I don't use your regular tensioners. I use the 7W1. That's a guaranteed won't go pop. That's where we're at. Basically all the new components are on already. All the service components at least. New tensioner, new oil pump. It's in your face. New water pump. New timing belts on there. You gotta put it on because yeah, tensioner. The engine mounts in your way, so you gotta put all the things there. Ek wag nou vir hom te kom, unfortunately engineering. I can't do nothing until the engineers are done. Unfortunately, this one, that one, this one, and I think there was another one here somewhere that had to be welded up on the cylinder head. This isn't that bad. You can still get away with that. But long-term water usage do cause the block to put to the point where it will actually end up too close to where it seals. See that ring you see over there is where the head gasket sits, and this section can still seal. I am going to spray it with some copper compound, which you're supposed to use on the diesel cars only, with the metal head gaskets. But because a little bit of pitting on the block, we're not pulling the block to have a deck and all of that stuff. That is if you do a a proper build. I'm not building anything. I'm doing a head job. The compression went into the water cylinders on the head, so the putting is a little bad on the cylinder head. So obviously with welding and scheming it takes a little longer, but yeah, this is where I'm at. It's 5 o'clock. Unfortunately, I have to continue this tomorrow morning, at least when the engineer lets me know he's done, and then I can continue with the rest of the things. I only clean up once I start doing assembly, because you don't want to clean up something and then have to clean it again the next day. So you clean it right before assemble, and then you know it's good. But yeah, the rest of this, I'm going to pressure wash the crap out of this once it's completed. It's idled warm. I've confirmed everything else, and then I'll clean out the engine bay properly. So yeah, I'm at it again. So I'm going to share with you one of my trade secrets, right? So, I don't know if you can see as far as the gear down there where my hand is, but the gear's got, can you see that? A minute play. So what you do here is, you pull the gear again, right? You pull your belt out of your way. Not a problem, I'll put it back. That's the new belt, because I've already prepped for the service. But now because I have a little bit of slop on the gear does this little bit. I've especially bought the screwdriver just for this. I'm going to use a screwdriver and a hammer, just to give you an idea. Just a normal screwdriver and a hammer. So, do you see a little grooves on the side of the crank there? Filming in an awkward space. You see the two lines on the side? So I'm going to make two little indentations on both sides, right? To the side, to that side. And then I'll put the gear back. And then I'll show you basically the play after that. So let me just do it quickly. I'll show you as same angle. So you can see the two little indentations. So that is going to make the gear sit a little flusher, tighter, without damaging anything. So I'm going to pause you so you can just have an idea of what I mean. See, we're on the same angle right now. You see the two little dots, and then there's one on the opposite side. So when I slide the gear back in, it doesn't have play. That's the intention. So let me just put the gear on. I'm gonna pause it. My arm is vet, man. My arm's vet is so lekker hier afie. Here goes the gear back on. Notice I'm fighting a little bit to get it on. That is actually what I'm after. Where are you facing? Oh. See? Now it hooks at some point. Now I can tap that last little bit in. But already there is zero play. I haven't even tapped it in yet. I'm going to tap it in now. So this tightens up the gear. Because obviously this is aftermarket and that's OEM. So to make it not have a little bit of play, we just tighten it a bit with that. Let me just tap this in gauw. I'm gonna pause you, now. Yes, I'm aware. It was gonna be in next. It's gonna fight with me, but it's fine. Nobody else works on this gentleman's car, just me. So ek gaan vloek op myself, but I have zero play. So I take the slack off that, and I take the slack off that, to make sure that my timing is 100%. Oh yeah, and that's my tensioner upgrade that I do. So I don't use the normal spring-loaded. I use the assist me tensioner to tighten it more. Verstaan? So I guarantee my timing stays where it is for a very long time. Notice I didn't wipe off any silicone. You don't overdo it. You make sure the amount that squeezes out on the outside also squeezes to the inside. You understand? If you overdo this, you're gonna end up having silicone in the bottom end, and dan gaan ze kwaad wees vir jouself einde van die dag. But yeah, now you have a little life hack that I do to guarantee that my timing stays where it is, and to guarantee that my timing is where I put it. Ja, bong? Like I said, I tow them in, I drive them home.